Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading. It's what I thought would be that quiet time between Christmas and New Year when I would start doing my look ahead readings for 2022, but no such luck. It's not a quiet time. It's not a quiet time literally in my world. There are children swimming, dogs barking, so if you hear loud sound effects, that's what's going on in the background. And in the Harkles world, of course, they're at it yet again, and they have, of course, exploited, in my opinion, the passing of a global icon in the form of Archbishop Tutu. Released a statement that reminded us all that Archbishop Tutu held baby Archie 2 years ago or 3 years ago, whenever it was, I can't remember. And of course the statement all about them, all about Archie, and definitely their moment of glory. They're all over the place on headline news, Harry and Meghan and Archbishop Tutu. And I have my doubts about their relationship, their connection with Archbishop Tutu, but they're certainly milking it for all it is worth, in my opinion. And I am going to be doing a reading using the Santa Muerte Tarot. That is the box. Hopefully not too shiny. Hopefully you can read the cover, Santa Muerte Tarot. And it's very appropriate for the passing of someone like Archbishop Tutu. He was, of course, instrumental in South Africa in transitioning us to a free and democratic society. He chaired the Truth and Reconciliation Commission in South Africa, where people were able to tell their stories, tell the terrible things that had happened to them, very often face people who had done the things to them. It was very emotional, it was very cathartic, it was very important in our history in South Africa. And Archbishop Tutu is all about forgiveness, was all about forgiveness, was all about redemption, all of those things. Of course, a deeply spiritual man, and obviously not things that the Harkles have taken on board at all. Forgiveness, redemption, none of those things seem to matter to them. Again, just my opinion. But I'm going to be looking today at the thing that really strikes me about all of this. They have essentially named their children after global icons. Archie named very clearly after the Arch, used when they went to South Africa for that very brief and very fake tour, where they told everybody how unhappy they were. Meghan managed to squeeze out a little crocodile tear, and that was the first airing of Archie in public, that cameras were rolling, so much for privacy. There he was. And Desmond Tutu, of course, held Archie much more expertly than either Harry or Meghan managed to hold him, in my opinion, and many other people's opinions too, by the comments at the time. But there they have used their firstborn for global attention, to align him with somebody like Desmond Tutu. And then of course along comes their daughter, and who do they name her after but Her Majesty the Queen. Use her very special private nickname, and so that forevermore Lilibet will be aligned with the longest serving Queen of England, and a global icon in her own right. Has just received an award in the United States, of all places, for her service, for her work, her long-standing service and leadership. So I'm a little bit sour today, as you may have heard from my tone. I'm going to be doing a Celtic Cross using the Santa Muerte Tarot, and one more shuffle, and we will see what their intentions are, what's really going on with Harry and Meghan and their children, and their exploitation of their children as well as these two global icons. So Celtic Cross coming up from Harry and Meghan's point of view. See what this is all about, what they're hoping to achieve with all of this. So they've certainly achieved something in the past 24 hours. They've managed to get headline news. Of course, for nothing but the name of their child and the fact that they went to South Africa and arranged that visit and exploited a situation and exploited a man, a very elderly man, a leader. You could say almost a statesman, except of course he was not a political leader. So let's see what the cards have to say. Underlying energy is the Ten of Cups, the faking it card, faking happiness, faking your perfect life, faking your perfect family, everything fake. The Ten of Cups is on the surface a very nice card. It's that happy ever after card. Got everything you wanted, got the perfect family, got the perfect home, got the perfect life, everything wonderful. But as I say, there is an element of over egging it, just a little bit too much. So much so that nobody really quite believes it when you say, look at me, we have the Ten of Cups, we have the rainbow, we have the perfect 2 children and the perfect home. Really? So that's the Ten of Cups energy there. They really are not genuine in this situation at all, I do not think. And of course, tarot reading, usual disclaimer, it's there in the description box below. So the heart of the matter with Harry and Meghan and this habit that they have of naming their children, literally it's the thief card, the Seven of Swords. This doesn't really depict the thief energy that is evident in the normal Rider-Waite Seven of Swords, when somebody is literally stealing swords and sneaking off with them. It's that kind of sneaky, dodgy energy, but that is what the Seven of Swords represents. It represents stealing, theft, taking what is not rightfully yours and disappearing with it. They have taken global icons and energy, accolades, attention, whatever, and they have usurped it, they have taken it for themselves. And so the challenge that they are faced with in doing this, Nine of Swords. Let me just check, because I sometimes read this number incorrectly. It is very definitely the Nine of Swords. That is the headache card. They made a headache for themselves, actually. It's usually the sleepless nights, tossing and turning, the swords all bearing down on the person who is full of stress, anxiety, worry, and fighting demons in the night. This person has made themselves a bit of a nightmare, a bit of nails that they're going to have to lie on at some stage, because it's not going well for them as well as they thought it would go. Very naive, very selfish, very stupid thing to do. I have to say it's a stupid thing to do. It wasn't thought through at all. I know what, I'll steal the Queen's personal name. I'll name my child after Archbishop Desmond Tutu, among other things, very conveniently so. I'm not saying that's the only reason he was named Archie, but it's a childlike stupid thing to do, and not thinking through the consequences. And the consequences are, of course, that people are outraged. And I don't think either of them saw it coming, the outrage, the indignation. They just thought that they could ride on the coattails of these people who have served, both of them. Archbishop Tutu made it to 90. Her Majesty the Queen is 95. They lived long and difficult lives in their different ways. And they deserved the attention, the acclaim, the Nobel Prize in Archbishop Tutu's case, the very high regard that the Queen is held in. Archie, Lilibet, not so much. Harry and Meghan, not at all. Hidden energy here, behind the scenes, what's going on, what's really motivating in them. And there she is, the lovely Queen of Wands. I'm being sarcastic. The Queen of Wands in reverse, the fire sign woman, the Leo. Meghan Markle is in reverse. She's got that awful smile on her face. She's wearing that red dress and that hat. There she is, Meghan Markle in reverse. The Queen of Wands in reverse is a nasty piece of work, and quite arrogant, quite aggressive, and very much into her own image, into advancing her own cause. And when she's in the upright, she's quite fun, but when she's in the reverse like this, she really is all out for her own gain, for her own advantage, for her own improvement. It's all about Meghan Markle, this. So the focus right now for Harry and Meghan and their children and their children's names, we have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. It's not working. They thought that it would work. It's not working. The Eight of Pentacles in the upright. Sorry, these are very shiny cards, even though they are well used by now. The Eight of Pentacles is working at something, mastering something, making money, profiting out of something also, but putting effort in. In the reverse, not putting in the effort. What have I been saying? Labouring the point, really. The cards now confirming this. They didn't put in the effort. They don't deserve the accolades, the attention, the energy, the positive energy that they are getting currently, and they know it. And it also looks as if it's not working out the way that they envisaged. So I'm quite pleased to see that card in reverse, quite honestly. And in the past, how did this go down in the past? For instance, Lilibet. Ten of Pentacles in reverse didn't go down well at all. The Ten of Pentacles is one of the royal family cards. It's all about succession, lineage, inheritance, your future, your security, your place in the order of things in a family. And Ten of Pentacles in reverse, it was not appreciated at all. I don't think either name was appreciated, quite honestly. As I say, I'm sure that they were politely received in South Africa, of course, but behind the scenes, I don't get that the reception was genuine. I really don't. My opinion, of course. So no, it didn't go down well at all. And how will it work in future for Harry and Meghan? This exploitation of global icons. They've made a trap for themselves. We've got lots of swords here, and they're all bad swords. Eight of Swords is not a good card. You make a trap for yourself, you get stuck in the trap. It's a mental trap that you could actually get out of, but they've dug the hole, they've landed in the hole. They've brought this trouble on themselves, and there will be trouble coming with this. They really have made a very heavy burden for both of their children to carry, stone around both of those children's neck, which, as I say, they did not think through. They did not think through about the consequences of this. This woman, who is all about PR, all about me, didn't think it through, didn't think what she would be doing to her children. Doesn't care, in my opinion, again. So we've got the Seven of Swords, the thieving card, we've got the Nine of Swords as the worry card, and we've got the Eight of Swords as have made a terrible trap for themselves that they're not going to be able to get out of very easily. So how does Prince Harry feel about this? Is he in on the game? Does he think it's a good idea? Meg's brilliant idea. Two of Swords in reverse, I don't think so. Two of Swords is a decision that you've got to make. Crossroads that you come to. Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I cut that person out or not? It's a difficult decision, very hard to see your way through it. In the reverse, you're forced to make it, and it may not go very well. It may not go the way that you hoped it would go. I think he wishes he hadn't done it. He possibly even was cut out of the decision making, and that probably is more likely. Having read on this couple for a long time, long before I started this channel, I started reading on them, and I don't think he was necessarily involved in the actual decision making, but it's a decision that was a very difficult decision to make, and it has not gone the way that he hoped. Another swords card in the reverse. How is Madame Markle feeling about this? Is she victorious, gloating, thinking it's a brilliant idea? What does she feel about it? Four of Pentacles. Oh yes, she thinks it's a brilliant idea because it's landing them in public notice, but not so much public notice. Look how manipulative the energy of this Four of Pentacles is. Not normally. This is a very unusual deck. Its interpretation of the tarot is completely different to the Rider-Waite. The idea of the card is the same, but the imagery is different. Let's put it that way. Very manipulative. She's saying, look, I'm the puppet master in this situation. I've inserted my children into the narrative. I say that word at least once a reading at the moment. I've inserted my children into this global narrative. And for permanence, the Four of Pentacles is very much about stability, about grabbing onto those pentacles for all you're worth. There's a lot of merchandising opportunity, of course, for this. In this, she's going to make money out of it, she thinks. This is her feelings, of course, not the truth of the matter, just her own feelings about it. So yes, slid them in inserted them. It's about money, it's about stability, it's about remember every time that one of those names is mentioned, her children are going to be there as well. So it's very much about grabbing onto those pentacles and hanging on for dear life to them. It is the hanging on for dear life card, the Four of Pentacles, when it is in the upright. So she is all for it, obviously. But we're just checking. So the hopes and fears for this couple as they go forward, well, there it is, the Queen of Cups. It's manipulative energy, hoping that they can exploit people's emotions and milk the situation for all it's worth, as I have said already. And of course, Princess Diana, another global icon, Lilibet is Lily Diana. I forgot to mention that at the beginning of this reading, but there's another one that's being exploited, one that has passed over and is being exploited. So yes, it is about manipulation. It is about pulling at people's heartstrings and saying, see how dear and sweet our children are because they share the name of these particular icons. So the outcome, how's it going to end up going? And I have left it open, whether for the children, whether for Harry and Meghan, how is it going to go? And we get the Hanged Man in reverse. Well, that's quite interesting. Major Arcana, Hanged Man. The Hanged Man, when it is in the upright, is the sacrifice, the victim, the feeling punished, the dangling in limbo, having a think about things. And while you're hanging there, getting a new perspective on things. When it is in the reverse, you've gained your new perspective and now you're free to go and act. And off you go. And I don't think that it's going to go the way that they intended, because the card, when it is in the upright, is about sacrifice. It's about being a victim, being a martyr. But when it's in the reverse, it's saying, no, I'm no longer going to sacrifice myself. I'm free now. I've gained whatever insights I was intended to gain while I was dangling there. And now off I go, and back I go into circulation and live my life with that new perspective, but also without the need to martyr myself any further. And I think that the children are going to resent this long way of getting around to this conclusion for this card. Personally, think that the children are going to resent it. They're going to say, I don't want to be associated with those people. I want to live my own life. I want to be my own person. You have made this horrible trap for me, this stone around my neck, and I don't like it, and I'm going to cast it aside. And I think it is going to cause problems for Meghan and Harry, and their relationship with their children down the line is going to certainly cause problems for the children, and the children may well at some stage say, I reject this association. I don't want to be associated with whoever you named me after. I want to be my own person. That is the energy that I am getting from this Hanged Man card. It's quite an interesting energy, and interested to see what you have to say about it in the comments. And so that's the reading. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.